And so we can kind of start going through what the new packs are like. So I'm going to actually go back a few slides here, jump to the gun a little bit here on our slides. But let's talk about the new enrollment packs. Now, right now, the old packs as they were are continuing on until September 30th. And so you can continue to purchase and have people enroll with the current enrollment packs. But when it comes to our new packs, then those will be made available after September 30th, or technically October 1st is when you'll be able to start enrolling new people on the new packs. Because this is such a significant change, we want to make sure everyone understands it and understands the basics behind it. Now, there's a couple of reasons why. So oftentimes when we are going out and we're making changes like this, it's not just because we think, hey, let's just make some changes for the sake of good playing field for everybody, but also because we'll go through there are other reasons why. So the first is to address some regulatory concerns. Anytime that you have an enrollment kit, like our kits, that tie it to rank titles, meaning that you have to purchase a kit to be able to get a rank title, it can actually put us in, at potential risk with some of the regulatory bodies, in the US. And that is not untrue for other markets as well. And so that's why we're not just making these changes here in the US, but we're making those changes across the board. In all markets. Now, some markets might not have it happen as of September 30th. Most markets will, because a 30-day announcement is good enough. But I think in countries, there are some countries that require a 90-day announcement before you can actually put it into practice. So, of course, take a look at your local information, but the basics are going to be the same once they are rolled out. Okay. Sponsoring bonuses should be paid to personally sponsored only for all packs. Again, these are all things that the regulators look at when they're trying to find out if a company is behaving like a company who's selling products, or are they trying to sell a business? And if it's selling a business, that puts us at a little bit of risk. If it's selling incredible products and it shows it that way, then of course, then it puts us at a safer place. Now, to streamline the sign-up process. Now, we wanted to make it a little bit simpler as well. And one way to do that is to provide a 3-tier structure, which you could consider to be kind of that good, better, best. So you could purchase the beginner packs, and we'll go through what all the titles of these are, which is the good. And then, of course, you can say, hey, or you could go better. Or if you really wanted to get started strong, you go to the best. And of course, the most popular of the 3 packs purchased are the 3 that we selected. So when it comes to the packs that are making a difference, the ones that we know have moved us to the point where we are today and seeing the incredible growth we are today, we kept those 3 packs. Now, the other 2, and we'll talk about those in a minute, just weren't nearly as popular, nor were they used very often. And so when we decided to simplify the process, it was very easy for us to decide the best ways to do that. The one thing we've also done, though, is even though we had to lower the PIB amounts a little bit, we were able to boost the BV amounts, meaning that the volume that's going to go up the tree for people to be able to earn some commissions is going to be a higher amount, even though we had to adjust things slightly because when you put too much money out, paying out at the beginning for a purchase like that can also, get the regulators a little concerned. Now, we also want to encourage people to the premium pack purchases, so the best possible discounts are going to be on the biggest packs, and of course on down. Now, not everyone, of course, can afford the top pack, but it will kind of encourage people to put a little bit more money out there. When people are willing to invest a little bit more, they've got more skin in the game. They're much more likely to be able to stick around and to focus and build a business. And so those are just some of the whys in which we felt it was necessary for us to make these changes. And certainly in the process of making these changes, we'll put LifeWave in a much better place than we've been in the past. All right. No, my slides are not progressing. Let's see if there we go. Now we're able to do that. So these are some of the key changes. We want to go through some of these really quickly, and then we'll actually go pack by pack so you can see what those changes, how those actually look. But as we talked about, we're going to remove 2 of the packs. And we've also changed the names to the new packs. And that's because with some of the changes, if we kept all the same names, everyone might think we might get confused at what's what. So having the new name change with the changes that we're making, we felt would be much better than keeping them the same and potentially adding to confusion. Now, the product introductory bonuses will be paid on the core, advanced, and the premium enrollment packs, which are the names of the 3 packs. But the full amount now is going to the sponsor. So the person who's personally enrolling, the new brand partner, is going to get the full PIB. Now, in the past, let's use the Diamond Pack as an example. Some of that would go upline if the person wasn't qualified for the full payout, whereas now you get the full payout. And but in order to earn a PIB, it's important, it's required that you are an active brand partner. And of course, being an active brand partner, you're going to need your patches anyways. And so having 55 PV on a 30-day rolling period, excuse me, will qualify everyone to be able to earn the PIB. So make sure that everyone that you have on your team that is enrolling new people are 55 PV active, so that way they don't miss out on those payments. All right, bonus updates. So there's going to be some changes to it. The Diamond and Platinum Fast Start bonuses are going to be removed because they were paying out upline. And of course, as I mentioned just a minute ago, those full bonuses are going to go to the personal sponsor instead. Cycle bonuses, brand partner will need 1 personally sponsored active on each leg. So when it came before this, you needed to have someone who purchased a silver kit, or actually a bronze kit, I believe, to be able to earn that. Now they just have to be active. So 55 volume, 1 person on each leg will qualify you to start earning cycle bonuses. So the qualification for that has changed slightly. So instead of purchasing a bronze, they just need to have at least 55 in personal volume and to keep themselves active. Now, also with a 3rd level check match bonus qualification will require 3 personally sponsored active brand partners, where before it was 3 personally sponsored active, 3 personally sponsored silver brand partners in each leg. So I want to make sure I clarify that. It doesn't probably specify that very clearly here, but you need 3 personally sponsored active brand partners in each leg to qualify for that 3rd level check match. So these will all be updated and in documents and everything online, but we just want to make sure you understand what each of these changes are and the benefits for them. So rank requirements are also going to be updated, and we're going to go through those rank requirements in a little bit more detail going forward. But we're no longer going to be requiring someone to purchase a gold pack in order to become a manager. And we're no longer requiring new managers and directors to have personally sponsored silvers on their legs. They can do that and they can earn and qualify for those in different ways. And so we will go through all those details in just a moment, but just know the process is going to make it easier for people to be able to qualify than it was before. And we're excited about that. So I'm going to now turn the time over to Geraldo, where he's going to be able to go through our packs. So you can kind of understand a little bit better about where we're at, kind of what's going away, what's staying, but also what are the changes that we can see in those packs. So Geraldo, I'll turn the time over to you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Garrett, for getting us up to speed on why the packs are being updated. So just to follow up on what Garrett has just shared, we are going to be discontinuing our bronze and platinum packs. Going with this good, better, best approach is really going to help us consolidate those options for people to join LifeWave. And so the bronze and platinum pack, those are currently available until the end of the month, as Garrett mentioned, and those are going to be discontinued. So the way the packs are going to look now, when we move over to the next screen, this is essentially going to be the new pack structure. So the starter pack that we've had previously is still going to remain the same. It's going to still be that $25 pack. But then, as Garrett mentioned, the packs going forward are going to be changing, and the names are going to be changed as well. So the silver pack that we've been used to this time here at LifeWave is now going to become the core pack. The current gold is going to become now the advanced pack, and the diamond pack is going to become the premium pack. So core, advanced, premium will be the new names. I know it'll take us a little bit for all of us to get used to it, but I think these names came out fantastic. And so let's go ahead and just break down each one of these packs so you can understand how it's all broken down. So as we move over to the starter pack, the price is going to remain the same. There's no sleeves with this starter pack. There's no BV, no PIB paid out. This is essentially someone who wants to just get their foot in the door. So they do have an option to purchase product on top of the starter pack. And as Garrett mentioned, going into this new 300 lifetime PV, whatever product they purchase, starting with the starter pack, every product that they purchase is going to be counting towards that 300 lifetime PV. We're going to touch on that here in a moment, but just to give you an idea, the starter kit will remain the same as what you've been used to. As we move on to our core pack, or formerly the silver pack, there are going to be some slight tweaks here. One thing I love is that the price is actually going to slightly drop. It's going to go from the $300 from before to a $295. So it gives our brand partners a $5 savings there from before. We are going to be increasing the BV on it from previously 165 to 180. One of our big focuses here at LifeWave is to encourage our brand partners to begin cycling as soon as they can. And so obviously that BV is very important for that. And the PIB will be going through a small drop from 165 BV or $55 PIB. It'll drop down to $35. But the great thing is now the sleeves are going to stay exactly the same for the exact same price that was getting paid before. So the core pack is the one that has stayed very closely to what we've been used to up until now. But as we move on to our new advanced pack, just to touch base on this one, the advanced pack is going to have a slight price increase. It'll go up to $535. But the great thing is now you get an option, whether you want to just get X39, you're going to get 6 full sleeves of X39, or a mix and match. You can get up to 12 of our other sleeves included in that pack. The BV, I love that we've been able to increase the BV on this from 275 to 300. And as Garrett mentioned, that lifetime of 300 PV is going to be important for rank advancements. And so keep that in mind. We're going to touch on that here in a moment. But 300 BV gets you in at that advanced pack. And the PIB on that will be paying at $75 for your new enrollments that you bring in on that pack. You get $75 as their sponsor. As we overview our newest pack, or our newest diamond pack, now transitioning into the premium pack. So this one's interesting. We've gotten a few questions when we announced this pack. The increase on this pack is a little bit more than the previous pack on the advanced pack. It's going to be a $150 increase from the $1,600 that we were used to before to $1,750 now. However, what's great is we are having a significant increase on the BV. It's going to be increasing from 610 to 745. Again, keeping in mind the importance of cycling, and so getting that volume in is going to play a big part in that. The PIB, and Garrett touched on this earlier. Previously, the PIB was getting paid out. Potentially, you could earn your $500 PIB But then there was, the cases where, perhaps you didn't have a diamond pack, or perhaps you weren't a senior director and you couldn't get that full commission. There was the roll up that went to the upline. And since, for us to stay within, regulatory, staying within the parameters that, our industry needs to stay within. The great thing is now the PIB is going to be $405 regardless of which pack you came in. As long as you're an active brand partner, you're eligible for your commissions, you're going to get that flat $405 going forward. So this is great for someone who's just getting started. They're excited to get started here at LifeWave, and any new brand partners they're bringing in on this premium pack, they're going to get that flat $405 regardless of which pack they came in. So this is a fantastic update to our packs and the way our commissions pay out. So just to keep in mind, those of you that have been used to the former Diamond pack, where there is a trickle volume, where you can you'll stay eligible for your commissions for following an additional 2 months outside of your first month. This is going to continue the same. This is not going to be changing. And so the way it's going to modify in terms of volume is there is going to be in that first month that someone gets started and they buy their premium pack. That first month, it's going to be, the BV is going to be 525. Then their following month, they're going to have 110. And then their following month, they're going to have 110 in BV. So the trickle volume that we've all been used to is still going to continue similar. Just that, it's a higher volume now associated with the premium pack. So we've gotten a lot of great feedback about this. We are going to touch on the next screen. I know we're getting some questions here about the sleeves. I do want to touch real quickly on the breakdown of the 3 enrollment packs. So as we look at the core pack, this is going to be fantastic for those of you that have been buying or that have enrolled silver packs previously. We're going to have the same 3 sleeves of X39 or X49, or if you have an option of wanting to get some of the other sleeves, you can get up to 6 of the other patches that we have. You can get a full 6 with the core pack. The advanced pack, the slight tweak, as we mentioned, is we are actually going to be increasing 1 additional sleeve to that. So you can get a straightforward 6 sleeves of X39, X49, or you can mix and match 12 of our other sleeves. So it's a nice round number. I know previously it was kind of offset a little bit. So now we have a round, you get full 6 sleeves or a full 12. And then with the premium pack, we have also added an additional sleeve from the previous 39 sleeves that you could have gotten. Now it's a straight 40, or you can get a 20 sleeves of X39, X49. So I love the layout of these new enrollment packs because it keeps it nice and simple, and it gives our new brand partners the option of what they would like to get started with. So I am excited for these updates, and I'm going to go ahead and turn it back over to Garrett.
Yeah, I love these updates as well. I think it just goes to show that you will continue to, improve and make these packs better. And of course, I actually really like the branding to these as well. The new branding that goes along with them has a really nice look, clean look to them. So yeah, I'm really excited about that too. Now, because we actually had our enrollment packs tied closely to our first 2 ranks, which are manager and director, we made some adjustments, and this was again due to some regulatory concerns. But now, starting on October 1st, the requirements to qualify as a new manager have changed slightly. So it used to be that you had to purchase a gold pack in order to be able to qualify as a manager. Now, certainly if you purchase a gold pack, it's going to give you 300 PV. So purchasing a gold pack will still help you get qualified, but you don't have to purchase a gold pack. You can also do that by just purchasing a lifetime PV, personal volume. So that PV stands for the purchases that you personally make. But when you purchase up to 300 in volume, then you now qualify. You can now qualify as a manager. That doesn't mean you have to do it all at once. You can do it over a few months, but when that accumulation adds up to 300, now you can qualify as a manager. Now, of course, the easiest way is to, when you enroll with the gold pack, and it's going to automatically give you that additional 25 volume than we used to give you. So it bumps you right up to that 300 automatically. Now, also, and this one actually hasn't changed, you still need the 110 rolling PV. So when you purchased 110 in volume, which covers you for 31 days from your purchase to stay active, then you also qualify as a manager. And you need to have 2 personally sponsored active brand partners. Now, the reason why this is actually different is you used to have 2 personally sponsored silver brand partners in order to be able to qualify as a manager. Now they just have to be active. And so an active brand partner is a brand partner who has 55 volume. And so when you have 2 of those in your right and 2 of those in your left with all the other requirements, you now become a manager. So that process is a little bit easier. Now, we've had some feedback on this to say, but we kind of liked that people needed to have a little bit higher volume to qualify, to be active. Now, I would still suggest that when you're enrolling a new person, you shouldn't be just going to the easiest way and just getting them, a sleeve, having them sign up with a starter pack and starting with the sleeve, because that's not their best option. Their best options are our core, our advanced, or our premium packs. Those are going to be the ones that are going to give them the best options. So we, of course, would still suggest that you bring everyone in on one of our key packs that we've just talked about. But of course, in order for them to stay qualified, is they just need that 55 volume in each month, and that will help get you qualified as a manager and stay qualified as a manager. Now, director, let's talk about director, because it's very similar in some of the requirements, but especially when it comes to the new requirements. So you must be you must have an active status. You must have purchased a gold pack or a lifetime PV of 300. So just like manager. So if you qualified as manager, it means you're automatically going to meet this requirement. And then, of course, 110 rolling volume for 31 days. And then you need to have 3 personally sponsored active brand partners on your left leg and 3 personally sponsored active brand partners on your right leg. Currently, you need to have 3 personally sponsored silver brand partners, meaning that they purchased the silver kit on each leg. And so to simplify that, they just need to be active. They don't have to have purchased any enrollment kits. And again, this goes back to making sure that we're using these things properly within the regulations. And then you need to have 1 personally sponsored manager on your left leg and 1 personally sponsored manager on your right. Now that portion of it hasn't changed. In fact, most of this is all staying the same. The real difference is, instead of needing the gold pack to qualify, or our gold pack to qualify, now but let's put it this way: if you've already purchased the gold pack, you don't need to purchase more, I guess is one thing going forward. Now, as of October 1st, the gold pack isn't going to be an option, but of course, if you purchase the advanced kit, you're going to get your 300. So that's just one way of doing it. So again, the main changes with these are just getting that 300 volume, and that the requirements no longer require you to have 3 personally sponsored silvers. They just have to be 3 personally sponsored active brand partners. And that means they have at least 55 PV in a rolling 31 days. So hopefully that helps clarify some of the concerns that we've been hearing a little bit, but also understanding how it is actually the process in order to qualify for these new ranks is a little bit easier than it was before. And I think that's a great thing, because now we will hopefully see more and more new managers and new directors, and see people moving up the ranks within Lifeway because of that. So we are really excited about the direction of what these new packs are offering us. We certainly love the idea that it protects LifeWave more, because when we talk about LifeWave, we're not interested in just seeing where LifeWave is going to go into the next 2 or 5 or 10 years. But this is a longevity company. This is a company that we hope is a legacy company that will be around for generations, not just for a short time. And so making some of these changes are necessary to make sure we can be around for a long time. All right. We want to thank you for spending this time with us on this portion of it, but we also know that you're going to have some questions. In fact, we've seen quite a few questions, some of which we may have answered in the process of this, but if not, that's okay. Geraldo and I will happily go through and share and hopefully answer as many of the questions as we can. And so if you have a question, we would recommend you going to our Q&A section. So if you go to the bottom, you can see that there's a Q&A, and type in your Q&A questions or your questions, and we'll try to answer as many of these as we can. Okay. Well, the first question up here is, please share when regular brand partners may visit the LifeWave office in Draper, Utah. So what we're being told right now is as of November 1st, brand partners will be able to start coming to the office. But if you want to come through and do a tour, you will need to book in through one of your SPDs to be able to come and tour the office. And we'll be sending out some information in the near future on exactly how to do that. But yes, as of November 1st, people will be able to come in and tour the office. Okay, let's jump in some of our other questions. Let's see. I'm just reading through some of these to make sure. So one of the questions is, what is a PIB? I think that's a fair question. Sometimes we like to use acronyms to simplify some of the things we talk about. PIB is product introduction bonus. That is the amount that you get when you enroll a new brand partner. You get a certain amount, which we call the product introductory bonus, that you will receive as the personal sponsor. And so for the different packs, it's a different amount. So for the core, it's $35. For the advanced, it's all of a sudden I'm drawing a blank, $75. And then for the premium, it's $405. And so that's what the PIB is the product introduction bonus. So when you introduce someone to LifeWave and they purchase the products, then you get that commission back. Geraldo, are there any questions that you've seen come up that you would like to answer?
Yeah, so I see here there's a question regarding the maintenance kits. So the maintenance kits currently are going to continue the same as they have been. So, just the standard. I don't know, Garrett, if you can help answer. It says if they can mix and match. I do know that's been a question that's been coming up, as well as getting maintenance kits added on subscription. That's something we've put in as a request. So just to simplify our brand partners' schedules and not having to keep track. And so we are working on that. But in terms of mix and match, would you have an answer on that one, Garrett, for maintenance?
So mixing and matching on the maintenance kits, I don't think there's an option. I think you have to pick one of them that has that. But when it comes to our enrollment kits, yes, they can mix and match on any of the products. So if you purchase, let's say, the premium kit, and let's say you want to get some X39 and you also want to get some Eon and you want to make sure your person gets some IceWave and those things, certainly in any of the enrollment packs you can, but I believe the maintenance kits are limited to kind of what's in each of those kits. So they're specifically, but you can go into your back office and see what's in each one of the maintenance kits. So you know which one when you order it, you know what you're getting. Okay, another question here that I think is actually I've actually seen multiple times now is, can we continue to upgrade? And the answer is yes. You will still be able to upgrade. Let's say you're currently a bronze. You purchased a bronze when you came in. Being able to upgrade from bronze to any of our other kits, our new kits, so the core, the advanced, or the premium, are still going to be able to. You can still do that, and there'll be that you'll just be paying the difference, but you'll also get the difference in sleeves. But if you're going from, let's say you come in as a core and you want to go up to advanced, yes, you can upgrade through any of those new packs. There is one area that it's a little bit more tricky. Let's say you've come in and you purchased what we call our platinum kit. And the question is, can we rank it? Can we upgrade from platinum to the new advanced kit? Or sorry, the premium kit. And the answer to that one is, as of September 30th, when it goes live, we will not be able to, you won't be able to at that time, but should hopefully a short time later. There has been some a programming glitch that's made it so that we're not going to be able to make it available immediately when these go live. But what it will do, but within probably a few weeks, I would probably say by the 1st of November, you should be able to start purchasing. You should be able to upgrade from, if you were a platinum, up to the new premium kit. So just be patient if that's something that you want to do. But obviously between now and the 20th, I need to actually clarify, between now and the 29th of September, you can purchase the old kits. September 30th is actually when all the new kits go into effect. It's not actually October 1st, because usually when we make these changes, we have to make them based off of each of our commission periods. And because our commission period starts on a Monday, that's why it's August or September 30th. Okay.
Hey, Garrett,
any other questions you're seeing, Geraldo?
Yeah, I see a question here that they're asking. Michelle's asking, what does lifetime 300 PV mean? So just to help clarify that. So when it comes to PV, one of the great things about new updates is it's allowing people to come in and get started, and perhaps someone who, come in where you fit in, right? So perhaps someone can't buy the core pack or an advanced pack yet, or a premium pack, but they want to get their foot in the door and get started. They can buy their $25 starter kit and begin purchasing sleeves of product. It can be 1 sleeve, 2 sleeves, whatever it is. Whatever they purchase is adding towards this 300 PV. So each sleeve has volume attached to that sleeve, right? And so instead of having the requirement previously where, if you wanted to be manager or rank advanced manager, you needed to have a gold pack. Now it's making it a much more fair playing field for someone who purchases product. They can get to the point where they reach that 300 PV and they're able to check off the requirement to become a manager and hit that first rank in the company. And so whatever volume you're purchasing, and perhaps this is going to help answer, I did see some questions previously of people saying, well, what about the volume I've already purchased? Does that count? So everything you've purchased up until now is adding towards that 300 PV. So if you came in on a gold pack previously, you're already past that 300 PV, right? At this point. So really, when we switch over to this new the new packs, that 300 PV, whatever you've purchased up until now in products, or that sleeves or the Alavita, whatever it is, that volume has been adding up until now. And so most people, when we make this update, most people are already past that 300 in most cases. And so it's really people going forward, whatever volume they're buying, whatever product they're buying, they're going to be adding to that 300 going forward. I hope that helps. That's personally purchased volume. It's not coming from, PCs or anything like that. It's what you've personally purchased yourself, adding to that 300. And then once you hit that 300, you've met that requirement forever, right? And so that requirement is met. You're going to see in your back office, you've met your 300, and you'll have your check mark that you've met that requirement. So that'll be starting here on the 30th, as Garrett mentioned.
Perfect. Another question here is, will the PC and PC Plus program, what's happening to them? So PC, of course, is our preferred customers, and that's basically someone who's a customer. They're not interested in building a business. They just come in as a customer, and they go on auto ship. If they go on auto ship, they become a preferred customer, and they can buy it at the wholesale price. But if they wanted to upgrade and get a little bit more benefit, they could become PC Plus, and they pay $19.95 to get that, but they also get samples and some other things that are part of that program. That program is not changing at all. So these enrollment kits are really only for new brand partners. Nothing else is changing with regards to our PC or PC Plus programs or our preferred customer programs. So those will stay the same as they currently are. So you can still continue to enroll people and make that a part of your growth plan within your own business. But yeah, these kits only affect those who are joining as brand partners.
One of the questions here, Garrett, is, are the requirements for the other ranks the same as now? And the answer for that would be yes. When you look at manager and you look at director, those ranks previously, because there was those requirements of, previously needing to at least be a gold or above purchase, or having silvers and the accordingly in your legs, because those were implemented before. With these new updates, those aren't going to be now it's active brand partners, right? And so going forward, manager and director have that update, but all the other ranks are still remaining the same.
Perfect. So one question was, what happens to platinum next, the platinum rank next month? And the answer to that is nothing. You'll still be platinum. It'll still hold the same, the same benefits as you had before from any of the previous, if you were gold or platinum or diamond, those will continue, meaning that you'll still see in the back office that you're platinum. But if you wanted to upgrade, or if you wanted to, do any of those things, then of course that rank would change to whatever the new enrollment pack that you're upgrading to. So yeah, none of that will actually change in the back office. You'll still be able to see those things, but it's just going to, for new people as they come in, that rank will be slightly different. They'll see that as a core pack, or as an advanced, or as a premium instead. Okay. Looks like I'm looking through these, we've answered a lot of these questions already. So where in the back office, and this is something I think would be worth addressing, where in the back office can we find our lifetime 300 PV? So my understanding, and the way it's been explained to me, is when you go in and you look in and you log into your back office, you have 6 different boxes. In fact, sometimes 7 if we have a promotion or an incentive trip going on. But in the middle one on the top row, it has your rank details. When you click on that, it's going to give you in there how you're trending towards a specific rank. And if you're trying to get to manager, and your goal is to get that 300 volume, it's going to tell you where your volume is currently and how close you are. So if you have your 300, you're going to see a green tick box there already. If you're short of it, let's say you've purchased $110 in volume in your first few months, it'll show there that you have 110 of 300. So it's going to be, that's one easy place you can still continue to go to see how you're trending towards qualifying. So just in that recognition section, it's in the middle section on that top row of little quadrants, or not quadrants, but there's 6 boxes. The middle section on the top, if you click on the bottom, the little blue line at the bottom, it'll break it all down for you, so that you can see exactly how much volume you have and how close you are towards qualifying to get that 300 for becoming a new manager or director. Okay. We have a very active group, a lot of new messages coming in. Okay, so we have a lot of questions about the replay. Because we knew this webinar is going to be one that there's going to be a lot of people are going to want to possibly rewatch just because of the information that's available. We are going to be rebroadcast. We're going to be posting this both on our Facebook page as well as in our in the LifeWave Health YouTube page. The LifeWave Health YouTube page might take a few more days to get posted, but this should be posted into our Facebook page probably within the next few days, just because we want to make sure this information is available. Now, if you have someone that you want, on your team that you want to watch this, we will be replaying this video again tonight at 6:00 p.m. Pacific time in the US. And certainly they can tune in at that time to be able to see this and listen to some of your questions. All right. Do you see anything else, Geraldo, that was worth addressing that we haven't already addressed? Because I'm reading through a lot of these, a lot of them we've already addressed.
There's one here that I see, Garrett, and I've seen it actually a few times pop up regarding the annual renewal fee. So just to clarify on that, so that's something that just started this month in September. It's not for everyone right now in September. It's only for those that are reaching their anniversary month with LifeWave. So whenever you signed up initially, whatever that date is, that's your anniversary. And so what we've done is now starting in September, if you started, let's say September of 2023, and you're now at your 1-year anniversary, that renewal fee, there are a number of reasons, but one of the main reasons is that's a $25 annual renewal. So that makes sure that your standing as a brand partner continues the same as it is. But one of the key components is that every single year with different updates and with policies and procedures, if there's certain updates, we need to make sure our brand partners every single year are making sure that they've agreed to the terms and conditions, to the policies and procedures, that they're, we want to make sure this is an opportunity that is always going to be fair for everyone, and making sure people are being held to the standards that we have here at Lifeway with our policies. And so that annual renewal, as part of that, when it's your time to renew, you're going to get a little box, a box that's going to come up in your virtual office when you log in. It's going to say, it's approaching renewal time. I'm paraphrasing, but it'll say, hey, it's time to renew. We'll kind of give you the breakdown on to do it. And it's $25. That's going to help. That's going to continue. You're going to agree to the policies and procedures for that next year. It's going to keep everything active the way it's been, your virtual office. A lot of these tools, if we really think big picture in running your Lifeway business compared to traditional businesses, when you look at that overhead, it's, having a website, having access to, a back office. Those are all things that, you are being given as part of a brand partner here at Lifeway. And so that $25 renewal fee is going to allow you to continue running your business the way you have been, and agreeing to the terms and conditions that are so important in our industry, and making sure our brand partners are following those policies and staying active and staying, in good standing with the company. And so we want to make sure everyone is always, as a company, we protect ourselves, and this is a way to protect yourselves as brand partners as well, and making sure we're keeping this opportunity as fair as possible. So part of the question to the renewal fee was, is there a $25 renewal fee included in any of these packs? So in this case, they aren't. There's no following year enrollment. So when you become a brand partner, you're active for that 1 year. It's at your 1 year anniversary that you would renew. So it's essentially, it's included that you're in for that first year, but your second year is when you would do that renewal. So hope that helps clarify that question.
I like that. Yeah, that has been a really hot topic as well. Is how does that renewal fee work, and how does it all happen? And so that's great feedback. Thanks, Geraldo, for that one. One of the questions, I think this is actually a really good question, because in the past that when it came to our Diamond kit, you may not get the full payout depending on what your rank is or what pack you enrolled with. So the question is there a way a PIB for a premium, for example, is not paid out? And right now, there's only one way that a person that enrolled a new person with a premium may not get that. And that is if they don't have at least 55 volume and having an active status. So they need to have that 55 volume. So that was purchased within the last 31 days. And if they have that volume, then they will for sure get that paid out every single time. If they don't have the volume, then they could miss out. That's why you want to make sure anybody, especially on your team that is going to be doing some enrolling, has that active status, so that they can make sure they get all the PIB payouts. I think that's going to be a big one. Another question that's a little bit separate to anything we've talked about today, and that is, when are they going to get the carnosine and the glutathione in Canada? And all I can say about that one is there's going to be a big announcement around that at conference. So if you want to know what that's going to be, you got to make sure you're at conference, and we'll certainly be able to help with that. All right. Boy, there's a lot of questions here that just keep coming in. I'm trying to go through them. A lot of them have been answered. A lot of questions about the upgrades. Obviously, everyone is it likes the concept of upgrading, and so that is certainly not going away. And we're excited to be able to announce. Now, one of the questions was as well, what is the price? What is the price difference between the core and the advanced, and how much does it cost to upgrade? What I can say is this: it's the difference between the two packs. If I tried doing the math in my head on this webinar, I'd probably get it wrong. In fact, they always say, never do math on a webinar. So I'm not going to attempt that one, but just know it's the difference. And the computer system already knows what that is. So when you choose to go in and upgrade in your back office, it will calculate it for you, and you will get the difference between everything. So whether it's the difference in volume, you'll get the difference in PIB, you'll get paid out. And so it all gets handled, it all gets taken care of automatically. But yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't tell you what that was off the top of my head without probably getting it wrong. Okay. Anything else you're seeing, Geraldo?
I'm trying to scroll here, Garrett. There's just, yeah, lots of
I know there's
a
so many questions.
lot of similar questions.
Uh-huh. So one question was, once I get to, I just recently upgraded to Diamond. Am I able to upgrade anymore? And the answer is no. Actually, Diamond or the new advanced kits are going to be our highest kits. And so there aren't any additional kits to upgrade beyond that one. So, all right.
So one of the questions here is, to be active, does a new brand partner need to be on subscription? One of the, I think with our industry is just so important. I love subscriptions because it eases, there's just so much going on in life. And I've seen it happen where people, aren't on subscription and they forget that, hey, my 31 days are coming up, and, life happens and they forget to place their order, and then, it can affect your business there. So I love subscriptions just for the fact that it's kind of that peace of mind insurance. You're going to buy the product anyway, might as well just have it on the subscription. To be active, you do not have to be on subscription, but as long as you're maintaining and staying on top of your product purchases. But I always highly encourage it. It's always good to have it just in place, because you never know something can happen, kids, school, work, whatever it is, and you can forget to place your order. And we'd love our brand partners to stay active and make sure they're staying eligible for their commissions and staying active. And so not required, but highly encouraged, I would say.
Absolutely. Yeah, we always encourage those monthly subscription orders, because they do make a difference. And certainly you always know you're never going to run out. And, you have that confidence that you're always going to have what you need. There was a question here. Let's see. So the question was, does the pack you purchase give you a rank title? And in a sense, in the past, the answer was yes. That kind of gave you, if you came in on a gold or a platinum or a premium or a diamond, it would come in your back office and say that your title was that rank, or that your rank was that title. It was a system thing that allowed us to be able to determine, if you qualify for a specific rank because you purchase those kits. Because we don't actually have any of our ranks tied to kits anymore, it's not really going to be considered a rank per se. It's just going to be the kit that you enrolled on. So when it comes to actual ranks, manager is our first rank, and then if that's what you'd qualify for and work towards. But the others would just be the kits that you're enrolling with. Although if in the past it did kind of represent it as a rank, it really and it may look similar in the future with the new titles of the new kits. But the ranks really do start at the manager rank and then on up from there. Okay. One question was, does the new pricing affect the monthly subscription orders? The answer is no. If you have a monthly subscription order already set up, it's gonna run as it currently does. You won't have to worry about it. It won't affect your pricing on your products at all. So these are just for the enrollment kits. We're not changing any pricing on our products. All right. One question was, why are the headquarters being moved to Draper, Utah? That's kind of an interesting one. Well, they're not being moved. They're actually here. We're actually in Draper, Utah as we speak in our new office. And we have been since earlier this year. But because I mean, yeah, I guess you have to pick somewhere in the world to put your global headquarters. Now, I will say that part of the reasons why they moved the offices from California to Utah initially was because of the amount of network marketing companies that are here in Utah. And it just gives you a little bit more access to a talent pool of people who have experience within this industry. So I think that was partially the reason why initially a few years back that happened. But the difference in moving it from our Provo offices now to the Draper, Utah office is just it's a much better location for us. We're able to find better employees here as well. But it's a fantastic location with incredible views. I wish I could just turn my camera around and show you out the window because they do have some beautiful views of the mountains here. So, but yeah, definitely Draper, Utah is a beautiful location for our new office. All right. Well, I'm thinking it's looking like we may have answered most of their questions. I'm not seeing much more that we haven't already addressed in one way or another. Are you seeing anything, Geraldo?
I'm scrolling here, Garrett.
I know.
I know we're almost
I'm
to the
getting
top of the
through
hour
this
already.
list very quickly. Well, here's the thing that I find that's exciting about this, though, is the fact that there are so many questions, and because this is a very important topic. You know, whenever you're making any kind of adjustments that's going to affect how people enroll and how people get started in that first experience, it's gonna raise questions and people want to know how it all works and everything else. And so just seeing the sheer number of questions that are coming in right now does show that there's a lot of information here that people want to know about.
Hey, Garrett, I know one question that's come up, and I know you witnessed this firsthand. But the question coming up on Nirvana, I've seen it quite a few times. Is it coming
Mhm.
back? What's going on there? And I know you had a little experience recently about that.
Yeah, so we asked, we've been asking, when is Nirvana coming back? Because we get asked that all the time, right? And so, of course, the question was posed to David. David, when is Nirvana coming back? And he just got a big smile on his face and said, "Oh, we got something much better coming." And that's all he would say. So, whether it's going to be Nirvana or whether it's going to be a completely different type of product, David has something that he's working on that apparently is going to be very exciting. And so, stay tuned is all we can say about that one. But yeah, there is definitely something in the works. And we know that there's a great demand for it as well because we get asked about it all the time. So, yeah, very, very exciting to hear, that there's some things on the way. All right. So one of the questions here is, please explain how the 6 or 12 or 40 patches relate to the regular sleeves. So we have two products that you might consider like a premium product, which is our X39, X49. And then you also have all of our other patches. Again, very, very important patches that make a big difference, could be any of our YH products, our Alavita sleeves, any of those different patches. And so what you almost have to look at it as, you could get so many of our premium sleeves, which count almost as two for the others, or you can get or they count as one and the others count as half. I don't know however you want to look at that in the math of it. But if we say, we'll use the premium pack as an example, but let's say you want to purchase 10 sleeves of X39 and 10 sleeves of X49, that's going to come to 20 total sleeves of our premium patches. And so that would be enough for our premium kit. And that would give you everything you need for that. But you could also choose to say, well, I want to get 10X39, 5X49, and then I want to get some additional, a handful of our, Eon and some Ice Wave and some other products that then would total accumulate up to, let's say that there's 40 sleeves, right? If the X39, X40 count as two sleeves each, then whatever's left over, you could use any of our other sleeves to fill in or to make up for that. What I can say though is if you purchase our Alavita products, that counts as 3 sleeves. And so, meaning that if you buy the whole kit, it counts as 3 sleeves. And so, just know that when you're calculating that in, you can add Alavita to the enrollment kits as well. Okay, I know that's a little bit complicated. It's if I had a good slide to explain it, completely, I wish I did, but unfortunately we don't. But that is something that you certainly reach out to your upline, and they can help walk you through what that process looks like and why some sleeves are at a higher value than are some of our other sleeves.
Hey, Gary, I've got a quick one here that we can help clarify. So in asking about the 300 PV, the lifetime PV, so they're asking if this change only applies to new brand partners or essentially asking about current brand partners as well. So unless you're a gold and above at this point, you're already, that's not going to make any difference because you've already purchased over 300 in volume. For anyone who hasn't, if you've been in already, that volume, whatever you've purchased up until now, that volume is all adding towards that 300. You do not need to buy an additional 300. It's not starting everyone from zero again. It's all grandfathered in. All that volume you've purchased is there. So at this point, if you've ordered over 300 in volume up until now, you're going to have that check marked off in your qualifications for manager and above. So no need, it's going to be I anticipate a very, very tiny percentage of people that may have started on a bronze this month, this week, and then they just haven't purchased enough volume to hit that 300, by the time this rolls out. It's really going to be a small, because, most people have been in for a while now. They've already easily gotten over that 300 by now. So no need to purchase an additional 300 just to get you where everyone needs to be. So just
Love
wanted
it.
to, mention that.
Perfect. Well, I think that's our time today, Geraldo, for this webinar. We're at the top of the hour, but I think we're able to get a lot of questions answered. Hopefully, we've been able to give you the information that you need to be able to move ahead, understanding as good as possible what these new enrollment kits are going to do to help you build your business, hopefully help you make some extra money as well as you help bring new people in and introduce them to LifeWave. And then at the end of the day, our goal is really to make a difference, to help people change people's lives. And so thank you all for being on today. Thanks for your questions and being so interactive with us as well. We certainly appreciate you and everything that you do every single day to make LifeWave the amazing company that it is. We couldn't do this without you. Geraldo, any last words before we go?
No, yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll be seeing many of you here in our global conference in Dallas in just about a month. Excited to see all of you. Take care. Have a fantastic week. And again, replay is going to be taking place again this evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. Thanks so much, everyone.
All right. Thanks for now, and we'll talk to you all very soon.